start. Patrick, go.
Okay, I'll go. Hi, welcome everyone. My name is Patrick Stör. Unfortunately, you can't see me right now. I don't know why. Actually, all the systems recognize the camera. Obviously, here there's kind of a missing connection somewhere. But I guess you can do with just my voice. I'd like also to welcome my colleagues, Christine and Elisabeth, from our Faculty of Engineering, as actually both are connected to our Faculty of Engineering, but Elisabeth is also like working at our Central Study Advice Center. What are we going to do is we're going to have a quick, well, that's up to us how quick we're going through it, a presentation on our university, and afterwards we will have time for your questions. And I'm going to start. I could tell you a little bit about the programs and everything, and we're going to do that in a second, but I would just like give you 5 things to know about FAU that you probably haven't heard of before. If you have heard of our university before, some people call it the best university they've never heard of. But let's just start. We are consistently ranked as Germany's most innovative university according to Reuters and the Times Higher Education ranking. This mostly means that we are quite good at patents and founding startups out of our university. Very nice, there's a little typo. Very nice example for that is that FAU played a very important role in the invention of the MP3. So whenever you listen to music, you will carry a little bit of FAU around with you. If you listen to music on your phone, then FAU is a part of a European University Alliance. That alliance is called EELISA, with partners, for example, in France, Switzerland, Italy, but also Romania, Hungary, Turkey. And this provides a nice opportunity for students for short-time stays at other universities, 2-3 day workshops, 1 week workshops, also like online workshops, online seminars that you can also use, which let's say transcend the offer of FAU a little bit. So you have also access to these other universities and their special offers for our EELISA Alliance. Then our motto is moving knowledge, innovation. We already talked about innovation, diversity. FAU is does have let's say around 8,000 international students out of 40,000. So around 20% international students. And passion, I'm sure, should we have the pleasure of your presence here at FAU, you'll quickly discover how passionate people here are about their work, about what they do research on, about all the fields they're investigating in. And a very nice fact, FAU is probably the safest university in Germany, as we are located in the 2nd safest city above 100,000 people, according to our Federal Office for Statistics. The safest city, and the one that took FAU's rank as, not FAU's rank, Erlangen's rank as safest city, is our neighboring city of Fürth. So pretty nice area we have here, quite safe and also quite beautiful. This is the main building of the university. As said, we're one of the not the largest research universities in Europe, probably, but definitely one of the bigger players here in Germany when it comes to research, citations, patents, etc. Regarding the location, you are European, so you are probably a little bit aware of where Erlangen-Nürnberg is located. So we're here in the north of Bavaria, Bavaria being the southeastern state of Germany, also being still the most wealthy state, you could say, which is quite good for also for the funding of universities, even though, of course, there are things to complain about, as everybody we like to complain and would like to have more money, but compared to other places, it is still okay. And yeah, so we're located quite in the heart of Europe, short distances to everywhere, to middle and Eastern Europe, also to Western Europe, to the south. Yeah, quite central location. The university consists of 5 faculties. Most of the departments and faculties are located in Erlangen. Out of historical reasons, the Center for Teacher Education, which is going to move to Erlangen soon, is located in Nuremberg, as is the School of Business, Economics and Society. So 2 cities, around 20 minutes apart by train. Erlangen, typical German student cities. Nuremberg, typical large German city, so 500,000, 550,000 is quite large for German standards. And yeah, this city offers everything large cities do. And of course, it was quite significant in Germany's history, from the Middle Ages to the Nuremberg trials. So if you're a history buff, this is definitely a great place to visit. Yeah, apart from that, some figures around FAU, some already mentioned. So I guess I don't have to go too deep into that, but I'd say despite having the size or having 40,000 or around 40,000 students, there's still quite a familiar vibe here on campus in the city. It's just like the typical university town. And then I'm going to go a little bit into our offer of programs. And I'll start with my faculty. I'm working for, sorry, I didn't introduce myself properly. I'm working for the Faculty of Sciences. And while we offer, like you could say, the whole set of science subjects in the bachelor, all of them are taught in German. So I'm going to focus a little bit on the master programs, as most of them are offered in English, and therefore all of those mentioned here are offered in English, and therefore I guess they are more interesting for you. Second, yeah, we have 3 chemistry-based programs. Chemistry, which just like covers inorganic, organic, physical, and quantum chemistry. So basically all the subdisciplines of chemistry. Then you have molecular science, which is a little bit more specialized, either on drug discovery if you study molecular life sciences, or more on the material science side, where you look into nanomaterials, nanoanalytics, and especially potential applications if you study the nanoscience track. And then a very new program which starts in winter is our Master in Computational Molecular Science and Material Science, which concentrates on AI methods in chemistry, on the design of molecular and material properties using computational methods, machine learning, etc. Then math-based programs are data science and computational and applied mathematics. Data science, okay, very, very current topic, and located at the intersection of computer sciences, mathematics, and statistics. So this is one of the backgrounds you need, but it's does have a heavy math load. So you should feel confident in mathematics if you want to choose this subject. Then computational applied mathematics. This is a hardcore math program with specializations in modeling and applied analysis, numerical analysis and simulation, and a topic FAU is quite famous for, optimization. Then we have physics with a lot of specializations. FAU is a hub for quantum technologies here in Bavaria. We have a Max Planck Institute, which is comparable to the Academy of Sciences in your country, for physics of light. So yeah, you could say quantum optics, optics in general. We have a Max Planck Center for the physics in life science, so physics in medicine, you could say. And there's also not a Max Planck Center, but the Erlangen Center for Astroparticle Physics. So astrophysics is also a topic we're quite strong in, as is condensed matter physics. And this department is really consistently ranked very high in the study conditions ranking, as I would say the professors are really engaged in the teaching and are really doing their best to give you a good study experience and to educate you to be independent researchers. Then a little bit more, let's say, geography-based programs. We have a master in paleobiology, a system research lab, so focused on evolution. We have a new master in Earth Systems Dynamics and Evolution, which was awarded elite status by the Bavarian Ministry of Education, and tackling diverse data sources through different methods. And then in the middle, we have a master in physical geography with the specializations either in climate research, environmental analysis, or geoinformatics. And last but not least, we have our, well, let's say, biology-based programs, a master in integrated life science, which focuses on the quantitative aspects in biology, computational methods, systems biology, from single molecules to whole biological system. And another program with elite status awarded by our ministry is integrated immunology, which combines the field of immunology at the interface of biology and medicine. And with that, I'll pass the word on to my colleague Christine for our Faculty of Engineering. Oh, sorry, wrong slide. Here we go. Christine, you're still muted.
Sorry. Thank you, Patrick. And hello from my side as well. My name is Christine Mohr, and I welcome you from the Faculty of Engineering. We offer a lot of interesting bachelor's and master's programs. A lot of the programs, especially the bachelor's programs, are taught in German. Here you have an overview about these programs, for example, chemical, electrical, or mechanical engineering. The requirements for those are an acknowledged high school diploma and German language knowledge of level DSH2. If you don't have this DSH2, you will need at least level A2, because we offer 1 or 2 semesters of German studies leading to the DSH test before your study program. In case of master's programs, you will additionally need a good pre-knowledge from your bachelor's in the respective topic. So the next one, please. Patrick, the next slide, please. Oh, here we have it. Okay. I would like to draw your attention on our various programs taught in English, which you can see here. Most of them are only available in English at the master's level, but there are 3 at the bachelor's level as well. You will not need German language knowledge for application, but you will need English proficiency of at least level B2. You can choose programs in the area of chemical and biological engineering, biotechnology or optics, computer science and medical engineering, artificial intelligence, electrical engineering, with information and communication technology and autonomy technology, material science and nanotechnology, and of course, electromobility. Let me introduce some of our English taught programs to you. The first one is Clean Energy Processes, an interdisciplinary program combining technical and economic aspects with research in hydrogen and chemical production. Germany is leading in the process of energy transition and has committed itself to use only clean energy for energy generation. Innovations in the field of photovoltaics, wind energy, and hydrogen stem from German researchers With clean energy processes, you will receive a very profound engineering education precisely built for the challenges of our time regarding the climate crisis. You will have a lot of different job prospects, for example, in energy production, consulting and policy, or sustainable chemical and bioindustry. The bachelor's application for international students for winter term 26-27 is possible until July 15th, 2026. The master's application for international students for summer term 27 is possible until November 30th, 2026. For winter term 27-28 until May 31st in 27. A next program is medical engineering. This is an interdisciplinary program and combines electrical, mechanical, materials engineering, and computer science for medical applications. For example, prosthesis, robotics for treatment and care, or wearables for health and sports. You can choose out of several areas of specialization like medical image, data processing, or medical robotics. Medical engineering is one of FAU's main research areas, and in collaboration with our university hospital, you can dive into hands-on projects and get plenty of opportunities for fascinating PhD projects. As FAU is located in the medical valley of Germany, you are offered great jobs opportunities in the area of medical engineering. The bachelor's program in German, the master's in English or German. The master's application for international students for winter term 26-27 is possible until May 31st. For summer term 27 until January 15th, 27. Another English taught program is autonomy technologies. It offers a unique combination of electrical engineering and computer science. During the program, you may specialize in one or two areas from the following four possibilities: human system interfaces, networking and collaboration, planning and control, sensing and perception. As you all might know, the field of autonomy technologies is rapidly growing, and the market needs engineers prepared to face the challenges and to draw on the potential of this future field. Job opportunities await our graduates in the fields of automotive, automation and robotics, communication services, industrial services, and many more. The bachelor's application for international students is until 15th of July 26 for the winter term. The master's application for summer term 27 until 15th of January, and for the winter term next year 27-28 also July 15th 27. And last but not least, you can study artificial intelligence at FAU. It combines a broad, fundamental, oriented basic knowledge with a professional qualification and provides you with initial knowledge of scientific methodology and practice. Patrick, would you step on with the, well, yeah, thank you. The basic knowledge and methods acquired in the first semesters are applied in the further course of the degree program and are deepened in the areas of data analysis, signal processing, biomedical science, and image processing. As a student, you supplement and deepen your specialist knowledge in elective modules. At the end of your studies, you will know and understand the fundamentals of engineering sciences, in particular mathematics and computer science, with an initial specialization in artificial intelligence. So the application for winter term 26-27 is possible until May 31st, 26, but there's no admission in summer semester. The next slide, please. So here I show the three degree programs which are on the bachelor's level in English. So it's artificial intelligence, autonomy technologies, and clean energy processes. You can start at the bachelor's level as well. So all in all, you can see Our faculty offers a wide range of programs and hopefully an interesting one for you. So I hand over to Patrick. Patrick, we cannot hear you.
Okay. Sorry, I was muted. The next slide is from our School of Business, Economics and Society. As you can see, this is an overview of their bachelor programs. They offer a bachelor in English in International Business Studies and International Economic Studies, so this might be an interesting option for you. And of course, they also have an offer of masters taught in English in International Business Studies. Okay, these are consecutive masters, a master in economics and a master in international information systems, which combines information technology, IT, with business aspects. Well, as a strong research university, as a university strong in innovation, we do, of course, have a lot of partners from local industry. Those are the partners of the individual chairs, or maybe you could say also in the case of Siemens, as of the university as a whole, as Siemens as Erlangen is one of the headquarters of Siemens. We have the headquarter of the medical branch of Siemens, the Siemens Healthineers here in Erlangen. Schaeffler is a worldwide operating company, which is very close to here. Adidas is just like 15 minutes away by car, or maybe even a little bit less. So there are some big international players here in the region we are cooperating with. Sorry, wrong direction. We already talked about rankings, about this innovation ranking, about the impact ranking of the Times Higher Education. And then you have all these other rankings where we are consistently ranked among the best 200 universities in the world, outstanding in several subjects in Germany. We receive a lot of third-party funding, which is can be important for master thesis programs, etc. And generally, the study conditions here are quite good. And you have 7 study programs that are among the best 200 internationally. Then, of course, there are quite a lot of support services here. We have a career service that teaches you about how job hunting in Germany works, how to write an application, etc. And, well, hopefully how to apply for your dream position here in the region. Talking about support services, there are, of course, different services for international students here, such as a buddy program. I mentioned the career service, language classes. And currently there are no tuition fees, but this will change towards winter semester 2027, when we will introduce tuition fees for non-EU students. So this is just something you should keep in mind, that the study conditions will definitely improve once you're paying tuition fees, but at the same time, it comes with a cost. Then some general information on the application periods. I guess this is something you should look up again afterwards. I mean, it does not really make much sense to read it out to you. We're all grown-ups and can check that online. And for those things you cannot check online, you can always feel free to contact us, and especially to use the option to ask questions right now, because we are finished with the presentation and we can go on to the question section. Maybe Elisabeth, that is a question for you.
Yes, I already answered it in the chat. Basic requirement is that you need a university entrance qualification that entitles for direct admission for the desired degree program. in Germany. That means with a secondary school qualification from Ukraine, you are not allowed for direct admission. You first must attend a 1-year preparatory course in German colleague. Or if you have already studied for at least 1 year at a university in Ukraine, you can also apply the same subject or closely related subjects at German universities. And if you want to apply for a German taught program, you also need sufficient German language proficiency for application, at least German level B2. And for enrollment, we accept German language certificates on C2, C1 level.
Okay. There are also some questions in the chat. It's easier for us if you use the Q&A function, but we'll go through the questions in the chat as well. What is the average cost of accommodation in FAU dormitories?
It depends, but I think around 300 and 350 euros per month.
Yeah, I would second that. Still, you should be aware that not all our students do live in dormitories. Universities in Bavaria are by law not allowed to provide accommodation to students. Student accommodation is either provided through you could say a public institution called Studentenwerk, so which is kind of affiliated with the university but an independent organization, or by, let's say, private and social institutions that offer dormitories. So I'd say only around 10% of our students are probably living in what you would call university dormitories, in dormitories of the Studentenwerk. The others are more living in private flats and other student housing. What additional documents are required to validate prior education obtained in Ukraine? That is a question for Elisabeth again.
You will find a detailed list of required documents on our website. It depends if you want to apply for a bachelor or master program. And all documents must be handed in as officially certified copies. Any further question?
If not, that was quite a quick round.
I have a background in translation, but I would like to apply for clean energy processes. If you have already finished a bachelor degree program at a recognized university in Ukraine, you have a so-called general university entrance qualification, and you are allowed to apply for all degree programs at German university. That means you are welcome to apply for clean energy processes. We offer also some bridging courses. You will find more information on the website of our Faculty of Engineering, or you can send us an email and we can send you the required links. Other question, would it be possible for me not to take English proficiency test? I think the program require an English language certificate. And they do not accept medium of instruction certificates.
And there's the question, are there any bridge courses for mathematics, physics, or chemistry? There are courses, but they are in German, right?
Yes, all the courses are in German.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I guess we missed the question. In which cities do students study, and how does life in Erlangen differ from life in Nuremberg? To make it short, if you study economics or business, you'll study in Nuremberg. If you study any other subject, you will have the absolute majority of your classes in Erlangen. And how does life differ? Well, life differs in the way it differs everywhere between major cities and smaller cities, but I'd say the quality of life is quite high in both cities, so there's not much to worry about. If you're more a small city person, maybe it's nicer to live in Erlangen. If you're more of a big city person and need that vibe, then maybe you should choose Nuremberg. As said, 20 minutes by train. Of course, that can sum up if you have to get to the train station first and you live on the outskirts of Nuremberg. But then you can also, depending on where you live, just take a bus to Erlangen. Yeah, so I would not say there are very significant differences between living in the one city or the other. Smaller cities are often a bit more laid back, and I guess this is true as well. What is the typical GPA required for my chosen field of study, data sciences? There is no GPA required. You just need to fulfill the requirements.
And the German language skills, because this program, the bachelor, is taught in German.
Yes, of course. And well, in case you're talking about the master, which I do not accept, there's also numerus clausus, but there's no numerus clausus, sorry. But of course, there is a selection procedure where the grade plays a role. Is there an opportunity to study additional foreign languages?
Yes, you have the possibility to study several foreign languages. We have a very big university language center that offers a wide range of different language courses in different languages.
Yeah. How are internships organized? Does the university assist with finding a placement? This depends a little bit on the subject, I would say, and whether there is an obligatory internship or not. But generally, like, students are self-responsible to find internships. Depending on the subject, there might be lists of companies that have offered internships in the past. And of course, you can also always draw on the resources of the career service, which can give you some advice on how to apply for an internship. Okay, this is like, it's a bit behind, but what support is available for students from Ukraine? Psychological counseling, adaptation courses, or student communities? I mean, we do not have, I mean, there is an office for the cooperation with Ukraine, that is true, but there is no separate infrastructure for Ukrainian students, I'd say. I mean, there is psychological counseling here at the university provided through the Studentenwerk, but and student communities are self-organized. I mean, something you should be aware of is that a German university does not interfere very much into the social life of its students, and also that maybe also for historical reasons, student life here is quite independent and self-responsible, and that the university does not really take much responsibility if you follow your classes or you don't. We don't consider ourselves responsible, but we think that that there is self-motivation and a drive by the students. But of course, people who ask, people who are looking for support will find support here. If a student chooses international business studies, do they?
Patrick, please. After your answer, ask the next question, and I'll display it.
Yeah, tell me how to display it. Maybe. Well, I'm really sorry, but I don't know how to display it. Obviously, someone displays it. Well, I'm just going to continue. So, if a student chooses international business studies, do they study together with German students or in a separate international group? No, in that case, you would definitely study together with German students. It's the same program for each and every one. Okay. What is the average number of students in study groups? I don't know what you mean by study groups, but if you're talking about degree programs, that depends on the program. And whether it's a bachelor or a master, there's really no general answer to that. I mean, there are very, very small subjects where you might just start with, like, I don't know, 10 other students, especially they are very highly specialized masters, and there are programs in the bachelor where you start together with 300 other students. How much money do I need to have in a blocked account for a student visa? Elizabeth, do you know the number by heart?
No, but I think it's something around 11,000 euro.
Yes, this should be, it's like a little bit, it's between 11 and 12,000 euro at the moment. I don't know the number by heart, but it's around 1,000 euro per month that you will need to give proof of. What is Digital Tech Fellows, and how can ordinary students join a team working on a real company case? There is a Digital Tech Academy here at FAU, which is an extracurricular activity, and you can just apply to be part of it. Mine working on a real company case, therefore you have to apply and be admitted as a Digital Tech Fellow to the Digital Tech Academy, but they also offer like just regular courses and classes where you can just sign up for. Does FAU offer scholarships for talented international students? The answer is no. We do not charge any tuition fees at the moment, so there are no funds we can draw on to provide scholarships to international students. I'm sorry for that. There are very few scholarships called Deutschlandstipendium, which support our most talented students, but this is not restricted to international students, and you need to apply for it separately. Can I work while studying? What are the restrictions for international students? Yes, you can work while studying. You are not allowed to freelance, but you can be occupied by companies, restaurants, whatever, by the university itself. The restriction is that you are not allowed to work more than 280 half days or 140 full days per year. And to be honest, I think that is already too much or too many days students are allowed to work, as if you really you need to focus on your study and you want to concentrate on your study, then this is really tough if you work like 140 full days per year. I don't say it's not doable, but many people struggle with it. Can autonomy technologies be useful for the future rebuilding of Ukraine's infrastructure, transport, or energy networks? Autonomy technologies, I guess, could also be a bit translated into robotics. Christine, Elisabeth, maybe you can delve into it a bit further. Christine, you're muted.
I'm not sure about it because the Ukrainian infrastructure might be very damaged, and yeah, maybe there should be some things which one step before these autonomy technologies, but I don't know because they cost a lot of money, and yeah, it depends who can pay this. Yeah.
Well, I guess so. I mean, it's definitely a field that will be useful in the future. If it really does directly contribute to the fields of infrastructure, transport, or energy, or if it's more in manufacturing or others, that is, I guess, a bit difficult for us to say, as we are not really experts in this individual field.
Maybe you go to the website of autonomy technologies. Maybe you find a bit more of the information for this program.
Okay. What is the average cost of renting a room in Erlangen or Nuremberg? I guess if you're talking about a private room in, let's say, a room in a flat share, it's now around 450 to 500 euro. Yes, that is a realistic number. If you're looking for an apartment for yourself, then it's going to be a bit more. When exactly should I start looking for accommodation to be in time for the semester? As early as possible.
Yes.
That is my answer. I'd say there is no too early. Of course, most offers will come up 2 or 3 months before the semester, but that is also when everybody else will be looking for accommodation. So maybe you can be a bit ahead of the wave. Are there free German language courses for enrolled students? Yes, there are. But I would personally recommend you to come here with already a certain level of German, because then it's easier for you to get into those free language courses, or because, of course, a lot of students wanna join these courses, so there's not a slot for everyone. And also it makes everyday life a little bit easier if you already know some German. It does not have to be advanced, but like at least maybe A1, A2, if you can complete that in your home country or online, this is super helpful. What are the chances of finding a job in the region after graduating from FAU? Yeah, I mean, this always depends on the economic situation and everything, but generally the job market in the region here is quite strong. And in Bavaria in general, it's quite strong, especially in fields such as manufacturing, etc.
But I like to add that you should be speak German for a lot of jobs. So when you're here, you should learn German because a lot of jobs depend on the language.
Okay. Then do I need C1 German certificate, or is B2 sufficient for the chemistry department? If you're talking about the bachelor, I assume, because the master is taught in English, there is no necessity to provide any documentation of your German skills. But for the bachelor, yeah, you need DSH2, which is C1. What is the difference between chemistry and molecular science programs at FAU? Well, as I said, molecular science is more specialized in certain fields. So you have you have a chemistry, I mean, you can choose your own specialization, and you could probably tailor yourself a program that is not so far from the molecular science program, but there's just the difference that there are a few other courses offered, and that you can also take classes of other faculties and departments in the molecular science program, for example, of the Faculty of Engineering, that are not part of the curriculum of the chemistry program. But for example, both our bachelor students for the first semesters, for the first 4 semesters, they study the same curriculum in the chemistry and the molecular science program. So to give you an impression of how close they are. Are there any entrance exams or interviews to test knowledge in chemistry or mathematics? The chemistry department for its master quite often conducts interviews if you're not like, I don't know, very, very, very convincing students on paper. I mean, they're probably more convinced of generally students from Middle and Eastern Europe. So Ukrainian students, I would not expect many problems, but they will probably still want to conduct an interview with you to test your English and just to your general understanding of chemistry. In mathematics, usually it's paper-based, the evaluation, except if you're like an in-between case. Yeah, if, for example, if your grades are not better than 2.5 in the German grading system, then you will definitely be asked for an interview. What practical skills do AI programs provide? Data work, models, ethic, projects for companies.
I'm sorry, I'm not really in this AI program. Data work, I think it's data work, models, and maybe also projects, but it depends on the special program.
Yeah, and I mean,
yeah, you have maybe Elizabeth, you have some more in.
You can check the website of the degree program, and there you will find detailed information on the study plan and also the module handbook.
Yeah, you can always look into the module handbook, which will give you a very detailed overview of what, not only an overview, but a very detailed insight, what the actual modules of the program contain. But okay, projects for companies, that always depends a little bit on the circumstances, whether it will be applied in real life. But generally, our teaching here is project oriented. Yeah, I mean, all of our masters are research masters, so we don't want you to only have theoretical knowledge, but we want people to apply their knowledge in an academic environment. So it might not be projects for companies, but it will be definitely research oriented. What are the main areas immunology researched at FAU? We have a university hospital here. FAU is part of the Medical Valley. So medical technologies, medicine generally plays a very important role here. As said, we also do have the headquarters of the medical branch of Siemens. And all of the 3 areas you mentioned here are part of the curriculum of or can be part of the curriculum of our integrated immunology master. This depends a little bit on what you want to focus. I know that a lot of our students are quite interested in cancer research, so immuno-oncology plays an important role. Autoimmune diseases is also a topic that is super popular with our students. Infectious diseases, I also know some who work at the virology department. So yeah, this is definitely also offered and part of it. So yeah, all areas covered. which technical programs at FAU are taught fully in English? I guess Christine showed you an overview already, but maybe you can give a short repetition.
In the bachelor field, we offer artificial intelligence, autonomy technology, and clean energy processes, and a wide range of English taught master programs. And for all these programs, a German language proficiency is not mandatory, but it's easier for living in Germany if you can speak a little German.
So the technical programs, I think they cover every topic, engineering topic, but not the Bauingenieurwesen, civil engineering. Civil engineering we do not have, but all other engineering programs you can study in English as well, on the master's level at least.
How promising is the Clean Energy Processes program for students who want to work in energy, climate, and green technologies? I'm not affiliated with the program, but I would say very promising.
Very.
Yes, I do agree.
Okay. Does FAU offer short courses, micro-credentials, or digital badges that strengthen a student's CV while they are still studying? This is a big topic within our EELISA University Alliance. So yes, there are short courses, micro-credentials, digital badges, whatever this is then in reality, that you can attend through our EELISA digital campus, through short workshops within the EELISA Alliance. Whether there are any courses that really cater to your profession. I mean, short courses, micro-credential, also the Digital Tech Academy counts into that. Yes, there are offers, but I would say it's still an area where there's still work to do. So it's not a very big topic yet, but it exists, and especially within EELISA, it is an ongoing and ongoing process that catches a lot of awareness. Is it possible to transfer to another university, or should you re-enter? I have no clue what this means. If you ask if it's possible to do semesters abroad, such as Erasmus, yes, that is of course no problem. If it means you can just switch to another university while being enrolled at FAU and study at 2 universities at the same time in Germany, this will hardly be possible. Which selection criteria are most important? Well, we are a public university in Germany, so if you meet certain criteria, we basically have to admit you, at least in the bachelor. In the master, it depends on the subject. And we are not like a US university or so where we try to, I don't know how to say, try to evaluate your intellectual potential or your potential to become a great person or anything. We are a German research university, so the selection criteria are usually or mostly hard facts regarding your subject. So grades. Does the university assist in finding internships at companies like Siemens, Audi, or Bosch? I think I've answered this question, almost the same question before, but the university as an institution does not help you to find this one scholarship at one certain company. What is possible is that at your chair or your department, there's a very close cooperation with the company, and that your professor says, hey, you're a really good student, apply there. I'm gonna tell my colleague or my cooperation partner, and they should find a place for you. This is possible, but this very much depends on the individual chairs. Universities in Germany are very decentralized organizations. So it's not like that the president of the university could just tell a professor to do this or that. There's a lot of independence in research and teaching is a constitutional right here in Germany. So the university is not, let's say, does not have so much authority about the individual chairs. There is a certain autonomy. So such partnerships are usually rather on a department level or chair level, and then there it might be possible that there is that you'll get assistance if you ask for it. But it's not like we would have a standing cooperation with Siemens and would just send them, I don't know, 40 interns each and every year, and this would be like a structured program. This is not the case. How does FAU's connection with the Medical Valley work, and what opportunities does it open in medical engineering and health tech? Well, it opens a lot of opportunities because, well, there is just cooperation on a day-to-day basis. FAU is part of the Medical Valley, which is kind of a, you could say, institution, a network. And of course, with the network come opportunities. Of course, there are a lot of cooperations, again, on a chair and department base with companies here in the region. And of course, this offers a lot of chances for employment, for common projects. And but this is always like, also depends on your individual effort. Of course, you can also contact the Medical Valley office and they might be able to steer you somewhere. But generally, it's a lot about these smaller corporations that offer opportunities. And of course, FAU is a name in each and every of these companies. So applying as FAU students is something, that is encouraged. And people in these companies work with FAU and they are happy to support our students. This is definitely an advantage, as they know what you are capable of, as they know your curricula, as they know the professors that are teaching you or who are supervising you. Of course, this is always an advantage. Does FAU offer preparatory courses, consultations, or checklists to help an international applicant prepare documents calmly? Elisabeth, do you want to take that, or?
We do not offer a preparatory application course, but we have a very detailed checklist of required documents for application on our website. And if you need further information, feel free to contact us, and then we will send you further informations.
Okay. Next question. Who was like forwarding these? Is a semester abroad a mandatory part of the program for international studies? Well, I'm not working for the Faculty of Economics, but I'm very sure it is. I'm very sure it is. So an Erasmus semester, which then does also get like financial support through Erasmus. Yeah, that is probably mandatory for these international study programs, but just feel free to check their website and have a look. If you Google International Business Studies FAU or International Economic Studies, yeah, you can easily find it. As FAU offers many interdisciplinary courses across faculties, for example, within the Cluster of Excellence, Engineering of Advanced Materials, I would like to ask, do students choose which modules to study, or is the program predetermined? Is it possible to bind courses from different campuses, such as between Erlangen Tech and Nuremberg Humanities? So there will always does not really depend on the program. There will always be like modules that are core modules to your program, which you just will have to take. It's not, I don't know, it's not like you could choose all your modules independently, but then it goes on, and you can choose specialization modules, which will offer you a certain range of offer and independence in choosing your courses. And there will be modules, selective modules, which are just free to choose. They might be a little bit restricted. For example, our physics department does allow all subjects or all courses from the Faculty of Sciences and Faculty of Engineering. If you want to study something from the humanities there, you need to give an explanation why it contributes to your physics studies. Generally, it doesn't matter on which campus something is taught, the content is relevant. So there's no administrative difference between the campuses, but it depends on the content. But especially in the master, you're usually very free to choose your program to your liking and to choose your own specialization, as long as there is a direct relation to your study field. So, for example, you have a lot of math students, or also like other students, also physics students, who take classes in philosophy. That is not rare. Окей.
Так, я бачу, що питань більш нема. Зараз ще подивлюся. Ні, нема. Так, дякую Патріку, Елізабет, Крістіні за дуже змістовну відповідь на наше запитання та гарну презентацію.
Thanks a lot for listening, and thanks a lot to
thank you.
our friends at
Thank you.
Education Abroad for the support. And today we need a lot of support. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye.
Have a good time.